And tracking some smoke heading into our direction. Chief Meteorologist Mike Everett joining us now with our forecast leading into the weekend, but also that smoke.
Yeah, and that's going to be the price tag that's going to be attached to what would otherwise be a magnificent early October weekend. I'll show you some of the details on that in a moment. I just wanted to back up quickly and show you exactly where Ian is right now. Obviously, no longer a hurricane. Post-tropical low has made landfall in the Carolinas, as we just saw there a moment ago. But now the next chapter in this story is how much rain it intends to spread across the entire eastern seaboard. We were talking about this yesterday and the day before, now that I think about it, that we were looking for the potential to bring some moisture, in fact, abundant moisture, all the way up as far north as New York. Looks like Boston could be getting in on some of that as well. So that's one of the stories we'll be watching through the weekend, is to see whether we get flooding in some of those major metropolitan areas such as Washington, D.C. and New York. We've got watches and warnings that literally spread from southern Florida all the way up past New York right now, in fact, out towards Long Island. The one area of concern right now is, well, they still have small craft advisories and hurricane watches along the immediate coast because some of those wraparound winds are continuing to move through there at very high velocity. We'll have updates for you throughout the weekend on that. Conversely, we have tranquility across the Pacific Northwest, and we have warmth as well. Temperatures 3 degrees above average today, and if you think that's something, add about 10 degrees to that, and that's what the weekend looks like. While we're on the topic, the record for today's date was 82, set back in 1992. Looks like we could be pushing into record territory this weekend because it's early October and it's still warm out there. But despite that, we cannot stop that sunset from being earlier and earlier every night. Tonight, it was at 6:50. Forecasted winds are a big part of our story this weekend as it warms up and high pressure builds across the region. As we've experienced the last couple of times we've had warm temperatures and high pressure, that flow starts to turn offshore. In fact, you're seeing a lot of these arrows headed off towards the west. And what that means is we're going to be seeing some of that wildfire haze that's been pooled over on the eastern side of the Cascades, pushing over the mountains and into the western portion, including Puget Sound, throughout the weekend. By the time we get to Monday, I expect a lot of that to calm and get some northerly flow again, but it looks like Saturday and Sunday could be a bit on the hazy side. As we take a look at the latest forecast smoke models, well, it's kind of helping to tell that story right there. Seeing a lot of light blues, but we will also see some periodic moderate smoke. Here's, you know what, I'll let the graph tell the story for you. You see these yellows here? That will be moderate smoke. So again, if you are a sensitive breather, make sure you're taking the necessary precautions. It's going to be cool overnight tonight, 40s and 50s, and then we warm it up tomorrow, upper 70s and lower 80s. And your 7-day forecast shows a lot more where that came from. Take a look at this. We warm up into the upper 70s on Saturday. We get into the 80s Sunday and Monday, and then slowly ease our way back into autumn as we go through next week.